Yo. Welcome back. Thanks for chilling with me on this Monday. Spicy week ahead, maybe. Actually, taking a look at the chart on Bitcoin, we had the highest close in Bitcoin history on Sunday for the weekly, all the way up at 109.2 thousand. If that's not bullish, I don't know what is. That's pretty damn great. Could see it continue, that'd be better, but at least for now, we got the highest close on the monthly, now the highest close on the weekly. Let's go for that highest close on the daily. Let's wrap it up. Let's get to new all-time highs. Zooming in actually on today, I guess this is some good news. Kind of looking similar to Monday, what, the 30th? Last Monday? A little bearish engulfing. Tuesday brought us down lower. Wednesday into Thursday, we saw the bounce to a new range high. This is looking pretty good. If you kind of throw away some of the more complex analysis and just think of this chart simply, Bitcoin is at all-time highs. We are not even 5% from all-time high. The price is just chilling here. No violent sell-off, very low volatility. It's actually very unusual for all-time highs to have low volatility like this, but showing a lot of strength. We are really, really close at 108,000 right now. What, 3% from all-time high? Stocks are at all-time high. We see S&P, NASDAQ. Dollar still continuing to lose strength here. This is pretty bullish. I don't know, it just doesn't feel bullish. But it is. It is bullish, it doesn't feel bullish. Hoping for today, really just to hold on to our low. I think that's not too much to ask. We actually have longed each one of these lows on this channel. Congrats to anybody who took those. Congrats. I've got them open still. I did make a little change to my trades. I'll show you guys. I'll update you guys in just a few here. But really all looks well. You have your range low, higher high. Just give us another higher low. Doesn't really matter where it is. That is the rocket fuel for new highs. You guys know I'm still looking for all-time highs. Nothing's changed. Been saying it all year. Really, we've been saying it now for 3 years. Top's not in. More to come. When everyone doubted us, man, we were bullish. Now I don't know. Is everyone bullish now? It's like, it's hard to tell. There's not the energy, like the euphoria, the hype, right? It's like if people are bullish or bearish, like it almost doesn't even matter. Like people are just bored. Looking for a higher low here. Let's send it to a new all-time high. Let me pull up some of my trades. Did not change this one. This is, as I said, we longed pretty much each of these lows that we've seen recently. 98.7 wasn't perfect, but damn, that was actually a good grab. All the way up here at 108, 92% gain, not a huge trade. Chilling out. This is on BYDFI, by the way, guys. Great exchange partner, no KYC, etc. Sign up and get some sweet bonuses. Links are in the video description below and in the chat if you're looking for a new exchange. Whoop. Whoop. Change there. I did wrap up one of my longs. Let me find this. I got a lot of positions open. Too many positions open. Don't be like me. Keep it simple. This trade 103. This one's still open. Coin margined up 21%. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. There is a change. These are old trades, Tom. These are boring. Hold up. By the way, while I'm pulling this up, smash the likes, please. Subscribe to the channel, put a message in chat, say hello. Let us know you're here today. I know it's not the hypest of days, but we're going to try to make it fun. We're going to try to get rich together. Slowly but surely. Come on, let me log in. I'm not getting my login email. This is annoying. There it is. Sometimes I feel like all these sites use so much security, but the only thing it does is, like, I don't know, keep myself out. I don't really seem to keep anybody else out. Here we go. Finally. Little change up here. I did. If you're in the Crown Crypto group, you got early warning of this. You can go to joincrowncrypto.com, check it out. But if not, I did take a little profit. I closed the worst position, the worst entry for long here. I think it was at like 106. Whoa. It's always a scary sound when you're clicking around an exchange and all of a sudden you're like bloop, and then you're not sure what happened. I don't think anything changed. That scared the crap out of me. I did close a little bit of this long. I closed a 1 out of my 3 positions, and I went short. Entry price 108.44. Again, wasn't the best, but now I am schlonging. I have 2 longs open to 1 short. I'll tell you what, I did not love opening this, but today's candle make me feel a little bit better about it. There it is. I don't even have a take profit set for this at this point. I figure if I have my longs open, I don't know where I would take profit on this short. If this short plays out, I'm really betting against it. I'm really rooting that this short does not play out. So much so that I have not thought of where I'd like to take profit. I guess logically 106, but I feel like at this point, if 106 comes, like, you're going to be breaking structure, going to be looking for lower. It almost like doesn't make sense. I'm just going to keep it open as a hedge to my current long positions, at least for now. For now. Let's look at this weekly close. Let me pull up the chat. What's up, Shrink Tech? Soul, what's Soul doing? What's up, Sebastian? La Mochila, love you, bro. How do you find sponsors? Start a YouTube channel, I guess. Or TikTok or Twitter. Soul, is Soul doing anything? Do I day trade or swing trade? I'd say swing. I'd say swing. We have day traded on this channel, and I have day traded. Here's this the short that I did not close. Just gonna get rid of it. I have day traded. More success with swing trading. More success in I'm more of like a macro when it comes to time frames guy. I don't like small time frames. Lulled. What's up, Cactus Leo? Sergio, Everything is bullish, market makers. They do tend to take it the opposite direction. I don't know. That's what I was saying. Are people really bullish? So I feel like people are kind of nothing. What's the lowest market cap we'll look at? I don't know. Kind of by feel. What's up, Bitcoin Algu 3000? Your owner N. What's up, N? Long Mountain. RS Miller. What's up, Randy? One House Productions. Pickle. How you doing, Pickle? Bad Baptist is here, maybe still. Oh, let's pulled a bunch of cords out. What's up, CJ? Smoking Burrito. What's up, Minx? Never underestimate the power of the Trump dump. I was skeptical. You guys remember on this channel about 90 days ago, in April, we got the tariff pause. We said, hey, this is probably bullish, but it's sketchy. It's sketchy. We have 90 days. You know, markets, I said, markets will probably float up. Then you hit this 90-day mark, and what will happen? You might see all those gains taken back. It turns out that they are, again, extending the pause on the tariffs, I guess, to August 1st. I don't really know why August 1st, but August 1st it is. So we've kicked that can down the road one more time. I'm liking this. I'm liking what's going on. It feels like people should be more bullish, more optimistic based on what this chart is showing us. You have a V-shaped recovery. Break your structure, drill out longs, you get a big spring, right? You hold your low, you hit a higher high. So far you've held this low. You could technically break this low as long as you don't trade below 105. This looks good, man. If this chart was upside down, would you be bullish or bearish? I'd be bearish on this chart. I'd be like, buyers can't push the price up. You're gonna be looking for further downside. Maybe I should I have an idea. Hold on. Is Sol even moving? What is even moving? I know one chart that's moving that we're going to look at. Do it like this. Right? Oh no. Oh no, the dump. Watch out. Watch out for the dump. Schlong and same. Honestly, I want to be full. I want to be full long. But with how this market is just getting us so used to waiting. With how long we've waited for these breakouts, it just feels better to have a short open too. At least then when it goes down, you're not like, back to the drawing board, right? You're like, all right, at least I got something. Got something cooking. This could be better. I don't hate it. It's on 10x. Let's see. Professor Beans is snoring next to me. Sounds like a whistle. XRP. We put this trade on XRP, I don't know, last week at some point. XRP looking good. This is one of the charts I wanted to look at with you guys today. Lots to like on this daily time frame. We got money flow rolling over, momentum up, VWAP up. RSI digging itself out of the dirt. You look at this daily structure here. I like this. Support, test, test, break, hold, test, test, right? How many times have we tested? Like 230, 240. 230 right here. How many times? So many. Let's flip this upside down. Looks like a classic bear flag. But the dollar pair isn't actually what's getting me bullish. We did have a long there. It's looking good up to like 244. That's actually not what's getting me bullish though. Check this out. XRP BTC. Interesting that it's like, I would say similar looking to the USD, but way cleaner. Look at these wicks. Look at these wicks right here. Wick, 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 wick. Same level over and over and over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 7th test of XRP BTC at 2151 right here. Finally breaking that higher high. This is very bully looking. Very, very bully. Upside target, you know, we can use our fib tool. We can look to the left and say, well, there's lower resistance there, 2200. That's not a huge gain. But what you do have then is finally a low, a high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high. You have an uptrend. Until proven otherwise, you have an uptrend. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. You invert the chart like we've been doing with all of our charts today. I guess you could go either way. You could say flat. You could say flat top. You could say wedge, right? But I like this at least on the short term. I think XRP has more upside on the dollar pair, more upside on the Bitcoin pair. Let's say this month, you know, timing's hard in the short term. Looking for 2200, I mean like today. A today, Junior. The only alts you hold, Randy. XRP and 9J. Nice. And very nice. Sideways all summer. I mean, you're probably right. The good news is that we've already put a dent in the summer, right? What do we got? July, August, we're done. September, October, it's the same timing we've seen Bitcoin break out every year in this bull run. AERO losing structure here. Oh, it's just continuing to get butchered. AERO. I think he's looking for 60 cents. I don't love this trade. I probably won't look to take it, but I think that this can be done. Maybe 60 cents to 72. Probably can get a little higher than that even. On the macro, you have a low, a higher high, higher low, higher high. What are we looking for? Higher low again. Then test a dollar. I like that. 60 cents to $1. I think that's very doable. XRP BTC looks very bully. It do, you know. Charts are charts, man. When a chart's bully, it's bully. It doesn't matter. That looks good. Could it end up just as a wick like all of these? Yeah, it could. But even if it does, I think you end up getting this. I think you end up getting another higher low and another retest, and like eventually it breaks. I think that's a good bet. Oh no. Oh no, Bitcoin, no. Going lower, man. Definitely going lower. It's over. It's over. Where's Solana? Where's my Solana chart? Solana, you look like crap still. As soon as this quarter started, you look like crap. Do better. It's okay. Weekly close isn't the worst. Didn't have the worst weekly close. It's no highest close ever via Bitcoin, but still. Little doji. Okay. I don't hate this. I don't hate that. Actually, I more than don't hate that. I'm gonna look at the BTC pair here in just a sec, but I think that this is doable. Something like that. Come up here, test these range highs, like, you know, maybe reject from there. Maybe you don't. I don't hate that. That looks pretty good. What is that? 150 entry? Maybe 148, 150. Looking for 64, 164. Okay. What about Ethereum? Dude, this gave me PTSD. I just had like a flash. Where did we see this before in crypto history? What do you guys think? What do you think about Ethereum? Like, I think this is a realistic threat. I think you could potentially be looking at a diamond of some kind. Don't want to see the diamond paint after this leg up. That's not what you want. Let's look at BTC. I didn't look at Solana BTC, I just realized. Okay. Hadn't really moved. Just came down to stop us out. It's exactly like its USD pair. Sideways, range high, range low, back to the middle. Could be painting a diamond there as well. Maybe you're looking at an Adam and Eve on the day. V-shape Adam. You get a more rounded Eve, right? VU. Adam Eve, VU. Come back up 002. That's let's see a little bit of hopium. A little bit of looking far ahead. Maybe further ahead than I should. Man, nothing has fucking moved. You know? It looks a little bit better when we go to the main chart. This looks a little better. Looks a little better, mostly because you can see it retake the golden cross. It had the golden cross, retook it. Now it's finding support on what was resistance. Again, finding support. As long as it stays, you could probably set a stop pretty tight here. 24 something. For your long, trades below like 24 something, you're out. Keeps it bouncing here, looks for more upside, you're good. This trade's still looking juicy. We caught a lot of bottoms. Caught a lot of bottoms in June. Well done. Stock's actually chilling today. SP hood, chilling. Bitcoin chilling. By the way, guys, if you're out there and you haven't hit that like button and subscribe, join us. Join us, join us. What's up, Chris L? Thanks for teaching TA. Thanks for being here, brother. Thoughts on SPY Dixie multiplied by Dixie. Lasers go pew. I mean, you got an ad? I mean, YouTube will sneak them on. They'll sneak them on, but I mean, they serve you ads on your interest, man. It isn't ads on my interest that you're getting, it's your ads. Mustang Bio, whatever that is, bro. Dixie times SPY. Well, we got, how about Dixie divided by SPY? SPY divided by Dixie. Ooh. Damn close. 65.22. I don't think I'm ready to say it's like time for a greater pullback yet, but it'll come eventually. Where's Circle? Circle breaking out again. Did not get to our entries. Lame. Circle poised, I'd say, for like 220s, 225. Escaped its downtrend, started a new uptrend. Maybe get 191. I already filled this though, so a little bit sketchier on the trade. Something like that. Seer up nothing. Ethereum nothing. Useless. Useless. Didn't even make it to 44 cents. Useless. God, can everything just pump already? I just want it to be fun. I just want it to be fun and exciting. I want all my friends to get rich. Gold not moving, gold sideways. Kind of like testing the waters. Like, are things stable or unstable? I'm not sure. Literally, price of literally $200 for my short, from my entry. That is hanging on by a prayer. I just want me and everyone here to be filthy rich. Exactly. Is that really so much to ask for? You know, all my friends to get rich. On Wednesday, we have the FOMC minutes. That'll be interesting. Should provide some entertainment. Hey, you ever get depressed, Tom? For sure, bro. For sure. Feel pretty good. I'm tired today, but I've been feeling pretty good this summer. This market, though, the ups and the downs, like it beats you up. It beats you up emotionally. Beats you up mentally. It has a price. Has a price. We all pay it. If you watch the charts, man, you pay the price. I've been feeling good this summer, though. I'm thankful for that. I think I had a real rough, like if you guys, a lot of you were around last year, I had a real rough time last year, probably like August, September. Not because of the charts, but I had all that health stuff, dude. I just got beat up by it. Then into like winter time, like I was probably depressed last winter, realistically. Like I had all the health stuff in a row, and then it was like winter time, and I was in pain throughout the winter, and it's like cool down, dark out. Like probably feeling better though. Hope you guys are feeling better. If you're not, you know, there's no magic cure. There's no magic cure. But, I mean, you can try to eat healthy. You can try to get more exercise in. That's helped. Quitting vaping, I think that's helped for me. Fixing your dopamine. I think that's a big thing. Our dopamine gets out of whack. All the scrolling, all the substances and things. Man. Good things are coming, though. Good things are coming. Whole foods diet. Yeah, man. I mean, like, it's not a magic cure, though. Eating healthy, eating right is great, and it will contribute to your happiness. Like 100% it will. But it's not a cure, man. It's not a cure. It's not a magic cure. If you're feeling that way and you're not doing that, I think you're making a mistake. Making it harder on yourself. But depression, man, depression is complicated. We are complicated beasts. We're not meant to sit inside in the dark and scroll on phones all day. Definitely help for sure. Yeah, that's what I said. I agree. And working out, being active, being social. What it really is meeting your human needs. Meet your human needs. Even that isn't a magic cure, though. Like you can do all those things and still not feel good. Still suffer from the dopamine. You got to figure it out. You got to figure out where is your dopamine going? What are you addicted to? And you got to tackle those things. That's how I see it. And even that's not a magic cure. Like even that, like, you know, you can do all the right stuff and still you don't feel great. But being around people, being active, eating healthy, those all help. And even if they don't fix it, at least like they feel good while you're doing them. You know, at least you're getting that. I think Bitcoin's depressed right now. I think Bitcoin's feeling a little blue. It's not doing shit. Just at all-time high. You know, it's just not feeling like itself. Just at all-time high. It's not enjoying the highs the way it used to. Good. If the effect of exercise could be bought or like bottled, it'd be the most expensive. Yeah, it would. The trick, because I went through all that shit last year. I went through all the health stuff. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't work out. And so I didn't want to. Right? Like anyone who takes time away from being active, you won't want to go back. But if you just force yourself to go, even if you're like, I'm just going to go to the gym, I'm not going to kill myself, like, I'm not going to beat myself up there, I'm just going to go. I'm just going to go and try to do something, you know? Like, you'll find very quickly that you can get back into it. It won't feel great while you're there making yourself go, but your body will be like, hey, we needed this and this, so I'm going to like feed you some happiness. Get to the gym. Get to exercise. Doesn't have to be the gym though. Just exercise. You know, we have no new all-time high this quarter. Meaning, we have no new all-time high this week. Scam! Look at this weekly RSI though. There is no... Oh, this is not weekly, sorry. This is the quarter. Look at quarterly RSI. There is no bearish divergence on this quarterly RSI here. Look, we had a high, an all-time high in January, boom. We had a high in RSI. All-time high in October, boom. All-time, or not all-time high, but higher high in RSI. You could say that this is, right? We're right here. It's so close though, I think that'd be a mistake. That'd be a mistake. God, my energy. I slept like shit last night. You know what? Getting back onto that topic of like how you feel. It is very important. This isn't just like random talk. It's very important to trading, to investing in general, is how you feel. It's maybe one of the most important things. But meeting those needs, sleeping. Sleep is huge. If you don't sleep well, you need to figure out why, and I'm trying. I just had a sleep study done. You guys know that. Got to figure out why. You got to figure out what you can do to change it, because sleep is big. Talking with others out loud, I know. It is. Just social interaction. We're social beasts. What's up, Astrosex? How you doing? Alexander G, how are you, darling? Getting out of the house, spark some dopamine? Yeah. Break the routine. What is my euphoria level? You mean like my level of euphoria right now for Bitcoin? 0. Maybe half of 1. What price would it go to? I don't, to feel euphoric about it? I don't know, man. I've been thinking about this question a lot and I don't have an answer. Like $1 million maybe? I don't know. I thought it would be 100K. 100K ain't shit. Nothing. Go for walks, yeah. Exercise. That's one thing, guy. If you're out here, like, Bitcoin sideways, I'm in a schlong. I've got longs open, I've got shorts open. I've shown you guys those positions, right, in this stream. I don't have any, like, super secret alpha about it right now. But, talking about some other important stuff, just taking care of yourself. It's so important to success in trading. Go out for walks. That reminds me I've been saying go to the gym because that's what I do. But know that exercise does not need to feel bad to get the effects. Like, you just go for a regular walk. You don't have to push yourself. You can go to the gym and not hurt yourself, not lift heavy, lift light, do not a lot of reps, just move around. That movement, that use of your body is going to do wonders. But no one can do it for you. Gotta do it for you. But you owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself. You've been fighting depression since you were a kid. Damn, R.S. Miller. It'll never go away. Yeah. You know, it is different for everyone, right? That's why I said there's no magic cure. Don't follow any of these magic cure bullshitters. You can just do this and you'll be cured. Nah, dude. It's different for everyone. But there are things that help everyone. That I believe. There are things that everyone would benefit from that's feeling that way. And that is eating healthy, exercising, getting sleep, getting social interaction. The human needs. It's really easy to ignore some of them. It's easy to just keep pushing on. You know, I'm tired, whatever. It's normal. I'm just sitting here. I don't have to do anything. That's normal. Nah, man. I think those things will help everyone. Certainly they aren't a magic cure, though. Be an optimist? Yeah, that's a rough thing to say. Not euphoric yet. Retail hasn't showed up. Not even a little bit. Who is euphoric? Nobody. Gonna get a CPAP this week. What is that? What's that supposed to mean? Psychedelic therapy? Only self-medicated, yes. I also believe that. I mean, I'll throw that in. Man. I think everyone can benefit from a little trippy do every once in a while. I say every once in a while. Whoa. Every once in a while. Once a year. Yeah, not every day, but I think it's good for your brain. Try MDMA. Well, I mean, the right place, the right time, the right setting. Mental health directly related to sleep. Yeah, it is. What's up, Lee? What's up, Foxy Thorny? We're taking some hits, man. Microdosing. So the problem though, I guess I won't say problem. Microdosing I've never really tried. Macrodosing in the right setting I've tried. I feel like microdosing though, what happens is you'll probably just end up building like a new addiction and like tying your dopamine to something else. I think like the true path forward is figuring out what your body needs to produce that dopamine itself. And I think when you introduce anything that is like a substance or, you know, type of food or something that is like a crutch in that sense, I think you kind of are doing yourself not favors. Microdose nicotine. I'm still done, man. We're going to be coming up on a whole year with no nicotine. No nicotine, all gains. All gains. I was doing, I was doing presses today. Felt great. Yeah, it's Christopher Columbus truth. Cryptopher Columbus truth, man. Truth. I'm not saying go do drugs, right? Drugs are bad. Don't do illegal stuff. But I'm saying in my life, in the right setting, in the right place, in the right times, very sparingly, like once a year maybe, right? I actually haven't done any of this in a few years. Probably should this summer. I kind of want to go to Lost Lands, do it there. But it has helped me a lot. What, you know, people will describe what it's done for them, you know, whatever. Some people it'll be like fantastical. It changed everything. Some people, you know, whatever. For me, it's allowed me to look at my life and to look at the things in my life and the people and the relationships and how I feel, not through a different lens. It's not a different lens. It's the same lens, but it is as if I'm looking through that lens again for the first time. It's hard to describe if you haven't done it. You guys know what I'm talking about, probably out there, a lot of you. It's not a different lens. It's not like foreign and scary, but it's like maybe when you're a child, right? And as a child, anytime you see something new or do something new, like everything is new to you. And that's why children are so like curious and inquisitive and like, you know, always wanting to look and do and push buttons and, you know, see what happens because it's all new to them. And as we get older, we lose that. Everything we've experienced most of what there is to experience. And so our brain basically just wants to jump in front of our senses and say, I already know what this is like. You don't need to risk it. You don't need to take risks. I know what this will feel like. I know what this will taste like. I know what this will, you know, what'll happen. And I think that leads us to unproductive spaces in our brain. And it leads us to like shutting down ideas. And that's where I think that some of the stuff we're talking about here can help out. I think it helped like break those barriers down a little bit. And you get to just try it again. I don't like children either. I like children. Takes the blahs away, can. I mean, there's a difference though, like while you're doing it actively in that moment and then like going forward still though. You know, those are like different times. Those are different experiences. I'm talking about like going forward after. You can like re-experience things. And it lets you, it allows you to then think of them differently. And a lot of the time, you can turn something that you view as negative into like, that maybe isn't actually negative, into like positive. You can see it again and reevaluate it. And it's valuable. Nothing else can really do that. And that doesn't change everything. It doesn't change the whole world. But there's value there. That's all I'm saying. Value. Maybe that's the mushrooms. Maybe. They've been adding more each year. You haven't looked at the issues lineup. Still nasty. What? DMB stage. Oh, 1,000,000 watts, bro. 1,000,000 watts of base. A bajillion watts of base. Epic. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it'll be a year in November. 2 illegal stuff, you don't care? That's fine. I just have to say no. I have to say it because YouTube doesn't like that. Devil's lettuce, you know, actually less. Less so. I don't think it's bad. I'm gonna save that gum for after the stream. Need a little freshener. Just haven't been as much. I don't know. I just kind of pursue when and what feels right. And just didn't feel right for a while. I don't really got much to look at. Today's more of a vibe. Do you guys like the new thumbnail? I put a suit on myself. You guys were worried. Like, you're not going to be wearing a suit, are you? I'm thinking what I might do, though, is I might wear a suit when I go on other people's channels. Like my away jersey, right? My away uniform. Maybe I'll take the glasses off. I'll have a suit on. People will just be like, who in the actual fuck is that? Who is this guy? Celestia Tia. Do you guys remember when so many people were talking about this? What happened to this chart? I actually don't know, but no one's asked about it in forever, so I assume it looks bad. I assume it's very bad. You feel happier already? Good. Lost Lands. Wait, who here even knows what Lost Lands is? Chemo and Crypto does. Andy C. Ooh, Still Nasty does. That name checks out. Oh, dude, I love Excision. Love Excision. Jazz cigarettes. You live 2 hours from Lost Lands? Let's go, bro. Let's go. I'll see you all there. We'll make a Bitcoin totem. Bitcoin totem. Yeah, my sensitivity on this mouse is way too high. This mouse, I don't know if you guys have this on yours. This mouse has a button, okay? And that button changes the sensitivity of it. And you just accidentally hit it all the time. That's why sometimes it looks like I'm struggling to like click stuff. Where is this button? I can't even like find it now. Just being a dick. Ooh, 𝐂𝐴𝐚𝐫𝐭. Tia. I see why no one's talking about it. This looks like it rugged. Did this rug? Anybody know? This rugged. That was a good call. A little optimistic, only hit 9. Yeah, I wouldn't touch this. I wouldn't touch this at all. All-time low. I mean, you get a pop and it's like, what, you go back to $5 and you go down again. I wouldn't touch this. Careful. Tia Bitcoin, I don't even need to look at it. It's clearly going to be at all-time lows. But let's look at it anyway. Whew. Jeez. All right. Okay, but that's such a bad idea. Such a bad idea. Don't do this. I could see that play here. I'm not doing it. In fact, I'm taking that off the screen. I want to give you guys bad ideas. People are saying it did. It looks like it did. David Lynn, Mr. M, Max, and Stacy. Who are these people? Buy a house together only for Los Angeles. You went to Somerset. Let's go. You're in Cleveland. You're in Cleveland, Ohio, DJ. Let's go, bro. Let's go. Remember Sandbox? Vaguely. I remember people talking about sand, and then I like got into like the sandbox, like I got into the game. I mean, not as in I got into it as like I enjoyed playing it, but I like figured out how to get into it, and I loaded it up, and I went on, and I was like, how in the actual F is this worth anything? Like this looks like EverQuest when I first, as like a 5-year-old or whatever, however old I was, like found EverQuest and like booted it up and was like, this is the best graphics I've ever seen. But that was like in like 1990 something. Like it looked so bad. There was nothing to do in the game except like you can spend real money to get hats or like, something dumb. And I immediately was like, this is not an investment. This is not a real investment. But look at some of these trades we had on it back in 21. So guys, here, this is just like the perfect example, all right? When I say I don't feel the euphoria, I don't feel the energy that we used to feel, we felt the other cycles yet. For me, that is bullish because I believe that it's still going to come. But look at this. We've been live on YouTube 6 years. Some of you have been watching for 6 years. Back in 2020 to 2021, we looked for a simple trade on Sandbox from 10 cents. And where are we looking to take profit? $4. And we hit 5,000%. That's not even the biggest one from that era. We have bigger ones. But like we were slamming these trades. We were slamming these huge trades. Now it's like a 20% pump is all you get. Woo. What's up, Big Mick Large Huge? What's up, bro? See you subscribing. Sang Kuzi. What's up, man? Sonic Gomswe Meek Vision Yves Prate. Justin Fitzgerald. Bruiser First. Matt. We got some more subscribers. If you're out there, I never remember to show this enough. If you're out there, you haven't subscribed yet, you hear my voice right now. Subscribe to Tom Crown. Join us. Minnesota opened legal dispensaries. Nice. You still don't tee it down bad, bro. Bro, don't even. I got coins that are way down. Do you guys want to see a coin that I invested in very heavily when I started? You want to know how down bad I am? And like I didn't sell it. I never sold it. I might not even have these bags to this day because it's just like, what's the point? Like I think I have I'm pretty sure I have my keys somewhere. Pretty sure I have the keys somewhere, like somewhere. Check this shit out. Check this out. You think you're down bad, bro? You're not down. You're not even down. You might even be in profit in comparison. Wow, what sucks is there's no good history of it anymore. There's no history of it. What? There's no history. because it's been delisted from so many exchanges. It has been delisted over and over and over again. Vertcoin. Full chart history. Let's see if I can find it. Coin market cap, maybe. Go all the way back. Here we go. Late 2017 when I was a noob. Bro. What did I even buy this at? Like $1? Oh god. Nobody even freaking has it anymore. I can't even sell it anymore. Even since it's just been listed on CoinEx, okay? It is down 97% since 2021. And let me tell you, 2021 was certainly not the highest price. You can see all the way back. It traded to $10. I was probably buying it like in like the multiple dollar range. It's at 6 cents. Back then, I genuinely believed that all coins would like bounce and like go back to their all-time highs against Bitcoin. This cycle has pushed me off that concept. In fact, this cycle has made me consider that perhaps almost none of them ever do. And that has implications. Means alts are not for holding. Bitcoin's for holding. What's up, bro? What's up, Top G? Jake the Snake. Cut losses. That is the moral of the story. But lasers, in my defense, I was a noob. You bought Vertcoin back in the day, Lee. That's how I know you're an OG. In my defense, I was very new. It's incredibly new to trading, to markets, to investing. I had a different view on the market then. And that view, I don't want to say was supported necessarily by the market history, but it wasn't so definitively wrong like it is now. Like, it's definitively wrong. Almost no coin. I can even say, I'll say it. No coin has gone back to its all-time high versus Bitcoin. None of them. It's none of them. Vert died. I mean, it's still alive. It's proof of work. It'll never die. But like, yeah, dude, I'm wrecked. What's up, Mike Graves? How you doing, bro? You about to go crack 30 quail eggs. Look at Mr. Richie Pants. Mr. Richie Pants over here. Eating 30 eggs. Yours was fake. Yeah, tell me in chat. What is your bag that you didn't take profit? And if you took a little profit at some point, like, no. You know what I'm saying? That you're still holding on to it. It's still a hole in your pocket. I'll show you another one. I'll show you another one of mine. This bad boy, Litecoin. The good news is I'm actually, this is the last shred of hopium I have here. Litecoin is technically, I'm still in the green for Litecoin in dollars. In dollars though, not in Bitcoin. Not at all in Bitcoin. But against dollars, I think my average is like 30 or 40 bucks maybe. Like, it's pretty low. Ooh, look at this. Litecoin has a golden cross on the weekly coming up here. Every time I look at this is on the week. Every time I look at this chart looks like it wants to absolutely go ape shit and just melt to the sky. But I have been saying and hoping about, been wishing and hoping and saying that forever. But look at the little golden cross coming up on the week. All right. Let me see what your, let me pull up some of your guys' bags. Let's see. Doing good, Mike? That's good to hear, bro. I bet some of you it's Dodd. Hopefully you sold that shit. Litecoin swag my head. Exactly, man. You think we'll bounce at 1072-ish? What for what, big doll? VRA? Dan Crypto, VRA is yours? You're not as wrecked as you could be. You could be more wrecked. We're pulling up people's bags that they've held all the way down. And, I can't say this, but I have to say it. Like, it's like at some point the sunk cost fallacy is correct, right? Isn't it? Like at some point, if you're down 99.99%, is there a point of selling it? Like, is there? I would say the point of selling it only would be, in my mind, for taxes. You could declare like a large loss on your taxes, and that would be beneficial to you if you do that correctly. But like if you invested 10 grand into this at the top and now it's worth $50, right? What's the point of selling it? I don't know. And maybe that itself is bad logic and I shouldn't be saying that. But the real moral of the story and the reason we're doing this is never get married. The only thing you can get married to in this space is Bitcoin. And I would even argue, no, the only thing you can get married to is Bitcoin. But even with Bitcoin, you don't want to just forever hold the entire bag. I'm going to hold 90+% of my Bitcoin forever, but I'm going to chop up a little bit of it. All of my altcoins, I'm never ever going to hold them all the way down again. Never am I going to watch them blast all-time highs and not take anything. You know, ADA is honestly way less. So even if you bought the top on ADA, you're only down 83%. Which sounds bad, but if you look at my Vercoin, you look at VRA, we're talking 99%, right? I will say ADA was looking really good. It's not looking quite as good now, fortunately. 1, 2, 3 on like what, months or quarters has tested 50 cents. Your highs have come down. What does this look like? It looks like it wants to break. I think you have to pray that you do this, right? And I think that's reasonable. That's what we see on a bunch of charts, like Doge. ADA, you're not down that bad. I know I'm going through these really slow, but if you guys keep putting them in the chat, I will get to them. IOTA, I remember this. I bought this at the freaking top also, man. Don't worry. Luckily, I didn't put a lot into it. Yep, that was late 17 when I was a newbie. Let's see. From the top to today, you're down 97, 98%. I feel you. Yeah, that, you know, I mean, you got to smoke that hopium. It's like this whole thing could be a flag. Oh God. Oh God. Polygon, yep. I hate when they do this with the charts. 83. Gotta go to Matic to get it. Oof. Savage. Dude, I've been so bearish on Matic. 93? I mean, that's still not as bad as 98. Atom, yep. $44, you're down 90%, yeah. Thor. Bonk, Polygon, UOS. Hello. IOTA, yeah, dude. Holding alts and DCing was not the play the last few years, says AZTV. You're right. You're right, man. We also say this right now, and you look over to put this into context, right? We say this right now, and there's validity and truth, and we're right. You know, when we say this, it was not the play in hindsight. But we also are saying this at, you know, I don't believe the top is in for dominance yet. I think it has higher to go. But in the bigger picture, dominance is closer to being done, moving up, than it's closer to like the pain. We're closer to the end of the pain. So logically right now it's going to feel that way. When dominance dumps, whenever that happens, and alts go nuts, we're probably going to see it a little bit differently at that time. And your alts, all of the ones we just named, they'll likely bounce, right? They might not be 99% down. I don't think they'll be at amazing all-time highs that make it worth it, but our opinions will be different. And it's easy to see this now. It's hard to see it here. And what's hard to see here is the strength of Bitcoin and why Bitcoin is really what you're after in this space. DCAing alts and holding was not the play, you know, since November of 22. I have long preached on this channel that DCA is the way and holding is the way. But, and I know this doesn't help you now, I have always said that that applies just to Bitcoin. It does not apply to everything. In fact, I even go away from it doesn't apply to everything, and I say it really only applies to Bitcoin. I would not DCA anything else in the space, and I know that's going to trigger some people. Deal with it. Not your ult, as Benjamin Cohen says, just not your ult. But it's only been Bitcoin, and eventually it'll look different though. Render. Did Render change its thing? I feel like Render changed its ticker. 80 is about to break, and I feel like 80 is about to break down looking at that weekly. Mana, SafeMoon. Well, SafeMoon, you're cooked. Render. 13 down to 3. I mean, you're not as cooked. You're not as cooked as a bunch of these. Consider yourself weirdly lucky. Mana, $5. Again, not quite as cooked as some. 95% down. I'll give you this with Mana. This isn't the worst chart. I have some Mana still. This isn't the worst chart when you look at it compared to a lot of them we just looked at, right? You had like 2017 high, 2021 high. We don't have a new cycle high, but the low so far, pretty clean back test of that previous high. That's not bad. SafeMoon, I'm not even going to look up because you're cooked. Because it's like 0. SHIB. You're not the only numbnuts, Juanito. We're literally going through. I'm doing this also so you guys can see, like, you're not the only one who done this. We all do this, and it's all with like different stuff, right? SHIB is one of the least cooked. Nope, that's not true. 90%. Just looks that way. I got lucky on a lot of these. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like SHIB, Pepe, I got both of them early. Not like the earliest, but then, I don't want to scare you guys who are holding SHIB, right? I don't want to like FUD you, though I understand what I'm about to do will largely FUD you. Then I look at Litecoin and I see similarities. So like, I'm selling all of my SHIB right now, getting out of it, right? This seems to be what alts do after they hit all-time high, right? They hit all-time high, and then they just spend however long. Like Litecoin, this has been years and years, putting in higher lows and lower highs. And what does that create? It creates a giant bull flag, which you could say, okay, well, maybe they break to the upside. Maybe. We haven't really seen that happen. But it's weird. You look at SHIB. SHIB, all-time high, higher lows, lower high. What is it, making a giant flag? There's only one coin that even like kind of did what 𝐒𝐈HOPEIUM, right? 𝐒𝐈HOPEIUM that I was just sharing with you reflects, and that's XRP, and that's why I got excited for XRP last year, right? Same pattern, same as everything. Looks like Litecoin, looks like SHIB, looks like whatever, right? Lower highs, higher lows. Bull flag breakout. XRP didn't really go to all-time high though. Like it maybe technically did on paper, but it didn't enter price discovery. It didn't continue after. So we have really never seen that happen. It's wild. 𝐂𝐡, XDC, XLM. Yeah. Dude, it's everything. It is like just what altcoins look like after their run. Anyone remember SOMN? I do not. Held it through the highs, sold it at the bottom. Isn't it easy? Isn't it easy to buy? Isn't it easy to sell the bottom? Ben coin? Oh, dude, there's no way that's even trading anymore. Do you guys remember? When that all went down? Yeah, Ben not found in crypto. Wow, it's not found at all. When that all went down, there was like a group that wanted me to do it. I was like, I don't think so. Can you imagine though how much money I might have made? I wonder how much money Ben made from that. I wonder. Bitcoin is king, Mr. C? Yeah, it is. AVAX, Telcoin. It's cathodic. You keep your personal Bitcoin dominance above actual Bitcoin dominance. Has served you well. You mean in your portfolio? That could be interesting. Lost Lands is a vibe. Christopher, have you been there? I'm thinking about going this year. What do you think? Eventually, altcoiners grow up and become maxis. Shane, what's interesting is the truth behind that. You can laugh at it. People will laugh at it, but yeah, there's truth there. But kind of even more reflective of reality, and this is going to ruffle some feathers too, is you either become a maxi, which most people do over time in crypto. You either become a maxi or you just have no money. Like your value just goes to nothing. So it's like survivor bias. You become a maxi or you just disappear from the scene because you got nothing. ICP is definitely one of the wrecked ones too. You just can't name. That was weird. I saw something really weird pop up here. Oh well. You can't name a coin that has done well against like in the long term or against Bitcoin. Hopefully you didn't buy it at its very peako top. Was ICP like a airdrop? Was it an airdrop or something? Thanks for the $5 by the way, Aldo4. Thank you, bro. Was it an airdrop or an ICO? I don't know, because it started so high and just fell. Regged. AVAX, we're looking at the coins that we've held all the way down and got wrecked. It is now render, not render. What? Why? They changed, they added 𝐿 into the ticker. I think it is so shady when coins do that. When coins change their ticker, it is so shady to me. I have never seen a coin, I'm going to fudge out here. I've never seen a coin do it that wasn't just kind of like a slow rug. I feel like the only reason they do it is to like hide the chart. And if they're hiding the chart, they probably don't have good intentions. I don't know. This could be worse, right? This could be worse. I remember back here in March of last year being like, bro, this is going to like 25, 30 bucks. Boy, I was wrong. Made sense back then. 75 maybe, even like, Jesus. This could look worse. This could look worse though. Like your resistance now being tested as support. Lose this, yeah, like 140. But like this could be worse. So doing those cleans today, man. My neck is tight as shit after those. That was weird. Look at this. They look similar. They look kind of similar. Maybe that's just me. AVAX, yeah. 150 down to 17. Not good. If AVAX follows the path of everything else, what does the future have for it then, right? If it follows the same trajectory as we've seen on these coins over years, what? Like that, right? A lot of these coins are going to do it. Switch to Solana. Yeah, but they don't need to change the ticker. Doesn't matter. Tom, your stream today is slowing time by 20%. It is a 20% time debuff. I am a time wizard. BNB is held up. So Moon Raccoon, you're going to come in here with, you're a connoisseur of charts or you're a Tom Crown watcher. One of the two. Because I have long spoken of BNB being the sleeper, being kind of the exception. BNB has survived more than one cycle and hit higher highs against Bitcoin. It is the only chart I can name. It is the only one. Maybe it's the only one at all. This is something, though, that I would be cautious of. I wouldn't expect this to happen again. I wouldn't. Even though I've been bullish on BNB. Much more bullish than, like, I don't know, anyone I've heard that isn't just like a pure shill. Pure BNB shill, which don't really exist. But, like, I wouldn't really count on this happening again. even though it is the one exception, the one that has actually done it. What do we have? 2017 high, which doesn't really count because it like started then, but whatever. 2021 all-time high. Weirdly 23 all-time high, then not since, right? I wouldn't bet on it doing that, but it could. I still have a bunch of my BNB. I can't name any others, can you? Kudos though. Plus points to you, Moon Raccoon. Not many people know that. I love Excision and I've not gotten Lost Lands. That's true. I do love Excision and Subtronics. I love that whole genre of music, especially Excision. I should go to Lost Lands. You tuned in to see if he ends up in prison. He's already in prison. Ben got greedy. Yeah, don't be like Ben. He's already in prison. What's up, Timmy Lee? I think he's like still in prison. He's where he belongs. Let's be real. That's true. I'm not going to say belongs. I'm going to say he is at where he is earned. He's earned where he is. Ben has been delisted. M Stone, we're ruined. We're ruined. I'm ruined, bro. Hopefully none of you put real money in there. Ben was a 5. Raz 88 was garbage. I mean, I don't know. I think a lot of these are garbage. Here's another sleeper. BNB, sleeper. Tron, also sleeper. Look at this. You know what, though? I think we can make the same assumption. I think this is a fair assumption. That both BNB and Tron likely have strength against Bitcoin for the same reason. And in my opinion, that reason would be, for lack of a better term, manipulation by the owners. Binance, Justin Sun. And when I say manipulation, really it just means market making and keeping the value of their coin up. But TRX is the other sleeper.
How'd you like that?
How'd you like that?
A preview of Loleatta Holloway's new single out of her brand new Gold Mine album.
This is one of the only ones. Tron is another exception, but not quite like BNB. Tron is an exception here, as it is a coin that had an all-time high in 2017. Did not in 21, but then broke all-time high again. Not many have. Tron, I think, is going to go absolutely nuts. Or just rug pull us, but I think absolutely nuts.
Yeah, well, I can tell you this. When you start to wear, you might as well be in Chicago. We can hear you here, even without the onions. Who is this young lady next to you?
$1, 75 cents a dollar, I think is legit.
Where are you from, Madeline?
Chicago.
How do you like it in the
V-Chain, David.
thrilled about the whole thing? Of course, this was one of your Gold Mine albums.
CZ. He was in Vegas for the Bitcoin conference. I didn't see him. I didn't hear about that. I was there. I didn't see him. What's up, Waffle Cones? Wojak. What's up, bros? Cam Next Level. Where did you hear that? I didn't see him there. I wouldn't be surprised. BNB is structured like Bitcoin? Not really. Not. I wouldn't say. I mean, the same way every crypto is structured similar to Bitcoin, but I would not describe it as similar to Bitcoin. Ben hunting down SPF like a dog. Those were the good old. That was peak Ben, right? That's peak. GRT. GRT. You look pretty wrecked too, GRT. If this chart was inverted, I'd be crazy bullish on it. Put it that way. GRT does not look good. Caught buying ACP at 200. Geez, still nasty. That's wrecked. I know, to make it feel better, I know a guy who bought Bitcoin Cash when it got listed on Coinbase in like January of 2018, and it traded at like 4,000 for like 1 second. So he got pretty riggy wrecked too. BNB a sketch, bro. I've been the biggest doubter of Binance and BNB since the beginning. And I've had to like change my mind. I've had to admit I was wrong, because here we are. How many years later? 2017. 8 years later. Almost 8 years later. And it's at all-time high. It's by far the strongest of the coins. If you look at the BNB pair, BTC pair, by far the strongest. So it's sketch. Yeah, I mean, I remember when Binance started, when Binance became a thing, and I was like, ain't no way I'm using that. I was wrong. It's good to be skeptical in this space. Be skeptical. It's okay to be wrong. But here we are. It's still going. What's crazy is it's at all-time high and like nobody cares. Just nobody cares. Nobody has cared. It's been at all-time high for months, like for a year more. It's just, they're just going to pump it when Bitcoin pumps. That's obvious. VeChain is pretty unspectacular. Here's what I don't like specifically about VeChain. A lot of coins like Doge have this, where they have macro bottoms in 22, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, but they're still at higher lows. The thing I don't like about VeChain is that it's broken that low. And so now it's a more bearish structure here. You have, instead of an uptrend of higher highs and higher lows on the big time frame, you have like a broadening something. It's not in the clear uptrend as many of its friends. XMR, it's another one we've talked about on this channel a good amount. You know it. XMR is like the only winner of the coins that I bought in the beginning. I bought all the proof of work decentralized coins. The Monero is like one of the only winners, but even Monero, not really that much of a winner. Not really. See? Better than most. It's fared better than most. But better than most is really a low bar. Very low bar of performance. XRP, you know, we talked about this. XRP is the only one that we've seen actually break this. But it moved all-time high and now it's just here. I think it's that statement will largely depend on if it actually moves to all-time high. And what's also kind of in play here is we started the stream with how we think this is bullish, short-term especially. But then you look at the Bitcoin pair, right? And you just immediately realize, you know, it's never going back. It's, you know, we might see all-time highs in price. It's never going back here. It's never going to go back to 2017. It's not going to go 1,000% against Bitcoin. Not going to happen. Could be bullish. Could have upside. Could do well. But 1,000% versus Bitcoin, I just don't think makes sense to bet on. But XRP, because of this pump into the last year and into this, like into last year's Q4, it's sitting pretty, and I'm praying and hoping that means other coins will do the same, because they all look the same on these big time frames. BAT, oh god, I still have BAT. I was like one of the original BAT content creators. I still get little payments from them. BAT's wrecked. All-time low against Bitcoin. No liquidity over here. Wherever this was. Basically all-time low. You know, very stable. I'll give it to it. It looks like if Bitcoin never went up. It looks like what the Bitcoin doomers, like, imagine Bitcoin's chart looks like. Just never did anything. I still use the Brave browser to this day. I'm streaming from the Brave browser. It's crazy. We're above 0.016. What? Wait, what? 0.16 for what, David? We had the syrup chart. We have it up somewhere. There you go. Can't analyze. You're a big believer. How did you become such a big believer in 100 days? David, do you wonder why things like DOT and Atom and these like projects that aren't just total vaporware, why they just trend to zero? Honestly, here's my honest take, is we have Bitcoin, and that's honestly it. We have Bitcoin. So I think of value at the moment. But what other coins need? So many coins just are like looking to solve a problem that doesn't exist, or they solve a problem that does exist, but they don't do it in a way that is more efficient or a way that makes more sense. What these things really need isn't so much a use case, okay, as they need, I'll call it a lucrative case. A lucrative case. They need to do something that has a direct, identifiable value that you can basically arbitrage into value. So for example, stablecoins, maybe the only other example, maybe BNB. We could say BNB has like a fee thing for Binance as the biggest exchange. Maybe that's a lucrative case. Maybe you can arbitrage the fees, you know, something like that. But Tether has like an arbitrageable value. There's a value to Tether, and that is basically being able to trade easily in the space, moving to exchanges with pairs, things like that. That's what you need. It's not, you need a use case. These use cases, and maybe this will change in the future, but these use cases just don't fucking matter right now. They clearly don't have value, right? Not yet. And that can change, but right now they don't. You need something that can just like directly create value with what it does. And that question, I don't have the answer to. That's a hard question to answer. How do you do that? What is that? I don't know. What does that look like? I don't know. Bitcoin does it. And I would really say that just Bitcoin does it. But I think you can throw in maybe some examples of like Tether, maybe BNB. DPIN has value. So Sebastian, you might have missed part of this. Direct, like arbitrageable value, and it's kind of complicated to explain because there's I don't know how to explain it perfectly. I'm not saying there aren't value in any of these things, any of these projects, any of these DApps, anything, right? But what I am saying is that those things don't seem to matter now, and we can prove that by showing you all the things in the graveyard that have done something, have real teams, have tried to set out to get a problem done, and just like aren't worth anything. They just trend to zero, right? What I'm saying is that in order for a coin to have value, we need to not look at a use case so much as like a lucrative case. What is the generation of value case? We need to be able to like directly arbitrage value with these things. You could argue Bitcoin does it because it, you know, we use it to skirt like a legacy fiat system, and so there are opportunities where people can directly arbitrage value out of it just by its core, and that could be applied to anything, but it is just unique to Bitcoin right now. Maybe stable coins, things like that, can have it in a way of, you know, access and ease and fungibility, whatever. But the use case thing just doesn't matter yet. Maybe it will someday. You're sick of this bullshit market already, bro. I feel you, Marklar. Feel happy that you didn't set out 6 years ago and go full time doing it, because goddamn. Folsom Hodl, this is been in crypto 10 years. This is the most confused you've ever been for a cycle, bro. Same. I don't even know what's going on. July 21st has been a good entry point in all prior cycles. 5K. Honestly, I would say for every year in this bull run, August has been the good entry. July. Okay, I see down here. Interesting. I don't think Bitcoin will ever be that easy of like just a certain day is good, but I feel it. I feel it. Could be worse. Me too, DOS Peach. Let's get the champagne. Dixie double bottom reversal, daily, weekly potential. Sure. I mean, we're looking for some kind of bounce. The dollar ate it way too fast. Way with too much force and too quickly. Yeah. Some kind of bounce. I mean, you're back to previous support. Could reject here even, right? Something like that. Dollar, I think, has more to go, but I do believe it'll have some kind of relief, some kind of bouncy bounce. I know it's just all the OGs here, all the people who have been here. I appreciate you, but if you're new out there, subscribe, join us. If you didn't hit the like button, hit the like button. Hear about, what's up, Justin Muchek? $50,000 bet between AVAX and Polygon about the new 𝐂𝐴 and Katana strategy. I don't know about either of those things, but man, those are two coins that are down bad. I think them exhibiting risk-taking behaviors is kind of wild to me. God damn it, Bitcoin! You looked so good if you just held that low, and now what are you doing? Now you're going to come down and break our hearts. That's a Mustang bio. I think you said it pumped 600% today, Randy. I wouldn't touch it. Do you think there'll ever be a Bitcoin ETF? I didn't think there ever would be when I started on YouTube. Won't stablecoins bring value to whatever chain they're being staked on? You know, I mean, yeah, maybe that's part of Tron's argument. I would say yes, some value, but probably not in the way you'd like. Probably not in the way that you're thinking. Some value. All right, BYD just logged me off. Trading on Femex and BYDFI. Links in the video description below. Great partners of this channel. Sign up using my link, get some bonuses. There we go. My short is printing. What was that? I don't know what that was. All the YouTubers were wrong again. Said it was going up, and look what happens. That's why I'm skeptical every time we have like an all-time high close. It's like every time we have an all-time high close for a meaningful time frame, it's like next week, next day dump. Ooh, my computer is behaving very strangely. My browser may have crashed. Hold up. Good, the stream didn't disconnect. What's up, Dennis Borisov? I see you, brother. Subscribing, Clippers. Welcome, Clippers. Keep subscribing if you're out there. I see you, bros. Hold up. Here we go. Bitcoin traffic, dude. I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. Bitcoin search traffic interest is like at all-time lows. Just at like, it's not actually at all-time lows, but dude, it is so low. I've never seen Bitcoin's price be so high, like relative to the cycle, and people be so disinterested in my entire career. We don't really have a gap. Let me see. Monday. We have a gap here. $104. Sick of these gaps, bro. He looked so bully. There you go. Here's your gaps. You hate 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐫𝐭 𝐎𝐧𝐉. What's up with the title? It's a good question, Ryan. Not much. Don't read into it. Short target 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐫𝐭 𝐎𝐧𝐉. It's a good question. Actually, I should be looking for that because I specifically am short. Man, I really don't want to see 106 break. I really don't. I really don't want to see. Honestly, I really don't want to see it go any lower than it is right now. Here's my problem is if you break 106, like even if you just test 106, right? You're probably looking for another lower high, and then you're probably looking to roll over. Then when you're looking to roll over, what do? You come down to like 102? That's like your last stand. If you don't like immediately rocket from there, you're screwed. If you go to 102, I think you're retesting these lows, and if you're retesting these lows off of a lower high, you're probably headed back to the yearly open. That's the thing is, it's like very, what is it, House of Cardsy at the moment. I feel like almost any more loss of ground here, and you just have just breaking of structure, just like a crunching of supports. But I think any one of these, 106, 102.4, 98, 93.3, they're all great short targets. I hope none of them hit, even though I have a short open. Can we look at Crow? Yeah. Oh, Crow. Crow, they're a bit of shysters over there at crypto.com. They're a little bit of shysters. 91, this is, we'll get to the gap thing. Dude, it's kind of like VeChain. It's like VeChain. It doesn't, most of the charts have a bottom in like 21. Oh, wait, what? What? Okay. Low, high, higher low, higher high, and broke the low. This looks like shit. You broke your low. It's just like VeChain. We need a mega bounce. You don't want to be a long-term investor anymore. Maybe it's over. You blame Trump coin? Maybe a little bit. What's it doing? True gap. You're talking about true gap. This is a true gap. Let's see. This is a true gap. And you say true gap, and you'd say none of these are really true gaps on the week. On the week, none of them are there. CME's data is weird on TradingView. I would argue that all of these are real gaps. I don't know what the difference, I don't know like how you would just, say that one is or one isn't. They're gaps on the chart, they're on the daily. If they're a gap on like a 5-minute time frame, who cares? It's not a real gap. But like a daily open and close. What's really interesting is you have these gaps below us, down to just below the yearly open, and then you have nothing. You have nothing down to like 60K. It's so bad, yeah, it is. No, they don't. Wicks cover those gaps? They absolutely don't. Where? Oh, you're saying like this, but that's not how gaps work. This price action came before this gap. I mean, I can get what you're saying, but I'm not sure why you would like do it that way, right? So like the close here on Monday, then it opened on Tuesday up, leaving a gap. So does it, you know, I guess you're saying it matters that like the Monday before it like traded at those prices? I don't view it that way, but you know, it's not the craziest thing I've ever heard. What's really odd, it doesn't make sense to any of the data we just looked at, I feel like, is that there's nothing on the week. Like there's just no weekly gaps. Guess there was one here very briefly. That they're very uncommon. And what's also weird is depending on what time frame you look at, you'll see those gaps are not on CME. They like disappear. Isn't Monday always a false move? Nah. Is it commonly? Yeah, but not always. 92 gap right below the all-time. Yeah, I mean right below the yearly open. 93K, I've been saying forever. 93K comes, I'm looking to rip along if it is before Q4. Full moon? Are we that close to a full moon already? Wednesday, the 9th Wednesday. Wednesday? Something like that. Why does this keep pausing, JBH? I don't know. Why do you keep pausing it, bro? Stop pausing it. Get your paws off of it. Damn, we've been live for like 2 hours. What have we even talked about, man? We talked about lost lands, talked about some mushrooms, talked about holding bags. Benjamin Cohen's 50 weekly. What do you mean Benjamin Cohen? He doesn't own the 50 week. I can make it better. His take. Nah, I'm just kidding. I can make it better though. Check this out. Screw the 50 week MA, okay? Ready? Where is it? 3. Screw the 50 week. Here you go. The 3 day. 300 MA. Check this out. Ready? This is something I put in the Crown Crypto group. Check this out. 300. And should I just do this for ease? I'll just do it for ease. I'll leave it on the 1 day because I feel like that's going to confuse people if I leave it on the 3. Hold up. Ready? Watch this. Ready? There you go. Even better. Even better. Here you are. Every year, we have tested the 300 daily moving average. Before we tested the 300 daily moving average, each year of this bull run, we have seen the 20 and 50 3-day, so it's the 60 and 150 daily moving averages cross bearish before we touch it. We recover with a bullish cross of those, which leads us to a rally. The next year, same thing. We see the cross first of the 60 and 150. That brings us to the 300. Before we rally, we see that cross reverse. We see the 60 and 150 golden cross, bullish cross, which brings us to the next leg. This year, we have seen the exact same thing with the 60 and 150 bringing us to the 300. And again, we have the cross, the golden, the bullish cross, the reversal that has already happened at the end of May. And here we are waiting for what? Waiting for what? Waiting for this, waiting for the same thing, waiting for the next leg up. Even better. I know it's even better because it's like perfect. There you go. That's what I heard, Folsom. There it is. There it is. What do you think? That's what I think. Anyway, guys, we have the FOMC Minutes Wednesday. We're going to be live. It's already scheduled. Better be there. God, we only have 350 viewers. Oh, man. These are bear market-ish times. But it'll be Wednesday. I hope you join me then. You will join me then. These aren't the droids you're looking for. Join me then. Jump in the Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. It's free. You can go to joincrowncrypto.com. Check out our new premium group. Started this year. It's still a little quiet. I'm going to start offering some one-on-one counseling with that sign up. So check that out. Get a little one-on-one time with me. You can discuss strategy, portfolio, etc. You should sign up with BYDFI or FEMX. Our links in the video description below. They are the best of the best partners. The biggest value I can give you on these exchanges, guys, is if you use my link and you trade under my account on my links on these exchanges, if you have an issue with the exchange, you can come to me and I will make sure it gets fixed, obviously within reason. I can't have them just undo because you're making bad trades or something. But if you have any issues and there's community members that can vouch for this, I will get it fixed for you. I'll directly message them and I'll take care of it. Because that's part of my deals whenever I work with exchanges, is that if my users have issues, I'm going to come to them and they're going to fix it. And they always agree. So check those out. We're going to be live again Wednesday. I appreciate you tuning in. I love you all. Make sure you subscribe and like.